This is a photo of the house I grew up in. It's not just a house, it's a mansion in the wealthiest part of Austin, Texas, a testament to my parents' success in the competitive real estate market. They always valued status, appearances, and wealth above everything else. And this is me, Sarah. I'm an artist. I chose creativity over their corporate path, which, in their eyes, made me their biggest failure. After 3 years away, I flew from New York back to Austin last week, unannounced, carrying the best news of my life. I was going to surprise them. But when I arrived at the grand, wrought iron gates of my childhood home, I found them locked. And I heard music. Loud, expensive music. Through the fence, I saw a spectacle. Hundreds of people, twinkling lights, waiters in crisp uniforms. A massive party was happening in the backyard of my parents' Austin home. I was staring at the most important family function of the year, a celebration for my younger brother, Michael. My parents were inside, toasting their perfect son. And I, their only daughter, was standing outside the gate, uninvited. I called my mother, my heart pounding with disbelief and pain. She answered, her voice falsely cheerful, saying, "Oh, darling, we're out of town this weekend. So sorry we missed you." But then I saw her. Through the large window of the living room, I saw my mother raise her champagne glass, look straight towards the gate, and quickly pull the silk curtains shut. They saw me. They knew I was there. And they chose to lock me out. This wasn't forgetfulness. This was an intentional, public execution of my existence. The true reason? It wasn't just my career. It was about a long-lost secret, a $3 million trust fund that my parents thought I had no knowledge of. They desperately needed me to remain their failure to control that money. And I was about to use their deepest, darkest betrayal to free myself forever. This is the true story of how my parents' obsession with status in Austin, Texas, cost them their daughter. This is a story of emotional trauma and ultimate financial freedom. Before I reveal the shocking secret my parents were hiding, tell me, are you watching this from Austin or somewhere else in the USA? Comment below. If you believe money should never destroy family, hit the like button and subscribe right now. Austin, Texas, is known as the Silicon Hills, a place where wealth and technology converge. My parents, Martha and William Wells, were the embodiment of this city's transformation. They built their fortune in high-end real estate, and their life revolved around maintaining a perfect, polished image within the wealthy community of Westlake. I, Sarah, was the anomaly. While my parents hosted glittering galas, I preferred my tiny, cluttered studio in Brooklyn, making a living as a freelance graphic artist. My parents never hid their disappointment. An artist, Sarah? In Austin, we build companies, not doodles, my father once sneered. My younger brother, Michael, was their golden child. He followed the prescribed path, UT Austin Business School, investment banking job, and an upcoming partnership in a prestigious Austin firm. He was everything I wasn't, successful by their rigid definition. I hadn't seen them in person for a year. Our calls were brief, centered on my failures and Michael's triumphs. I needed a break, and I also had wonderful news. I had successfully pitched a huge digital art installation that would pay me more than I had ever earned. I decided a surprise visit to Austin was in order. I wanted to share my success and prove, finally, that I was worthy of their love. I flew into Austin Bergstrom International Airport, AUS, on a Friday afternoon. The drive to their luxurious Westlake home was both nostalgic and unnerving. As I turned onto their street, I felt a knot of hope and anxiety tighten in my stomach. I was about to walk into the life I had left behind. I parked my rented car a block away, wanting the entrance to be dramatic. But as I got closer, the atmosphere was wrong. I could hear the deep thump of a professional DJ, the roar of laughter, and the clinking of champagne glasses. The whole property was lit up like a movie set. A party. A huge, lavish party. I walked up to the enormous, black iron gate. It was locked. A professional event planner's van was parked nearby. I strained to see the purpose of the event. Then, I saw the gigantic banner strung above the pool area. "Congratulations, Michael. The future of Austin real estate." It was Michael's official partnership celebration. A major event, one that the entire Austin elite would attend. My brother, my parents, and me standing outside, uninvited. My first thought was a mistake. They must have forgotten. I pulled out my phone and called my mother. "Hello, darling," her voice was high-forced. "Mom? I'm here. I'm in Austin. I wanted to surprise you." I tried to keep the cheer in my voice, but a tremor was beginning to take hold. "Oh, Sarah, that's sweet. But we're actually out of town this weekend. We drove down to San Antonio for a conference. You should have called." The lie was so smooth, so practiced. It ripped through my hope like a shard of glass. I was looking directly at the back of her head, seeing the diamond earrings sparkle under the spotlights. I took a picture of the gate and sent it to her. "Mom, there's a massive party at the house. Who is everyone?" She didn't reply to the message. Instead, I saw her, through the panoramic living room window, turn around. She scanned the gate, her eyes narrowing. Our eyes met. In that single moment, every lie, every cold glance, every word of parental disapproval crystallized into one unbearable truth. She saw me. She knew I was there. And she hated my presence more than she valued my feelings. Martha Wells, my mother, looked me, her daughter, straight in the face, and with zero expression, she spun around and yanked the heavy silk curtains shut. The world went silent. The music, the laughter, it all became a muffled, distant sound. The sheer act of being deliberately, publicly locked out and lied to while the entire Austin social circle celebrated inside was the most devastating emotional trauma of my life. I was a ghost at my own family's most important event. I slumped against the gate, tears blurring the twinkling lights of my home. A man approached the gate from the inside, Mr. Thomas, a former groundskeeper who retired a few years ago. He was an old friend, but he looked uncomfortable. He opened the small side gate and stepped out quickly. "Sarah, I was hoping you wouldn't come." "Why, Thomas? Why wouldn't they invite me? Is it because I'm an artist?" I asked, my voice raw. Thomas looked pained. "It's worse than that, dear. It's about the money. And the image." He revealed the truth. My father's firm was actually struggling, heavily reliant on a few high-profile investors. My parents' only lifeline was a secret that my grandmother, a wise woman who despised materialism, had put into place, a $3 million discretionary trust fund in my name. The condition: the fund was only fully accessible to me if I could prove, at age 30, that I had achieved financial independence through my creative path without parental interference. If I failed to achieve success, the fund would revert to Michael's business investment portfolio. My parents desperately wanted the money to save their crumbling reputation in Austin. "Your mother told everyone you were traveling abroad and unavailable," Thomas whispered. "She told me specifically that if you showed up, I was to tell you the party was in Dallas. She said your simple clothes and lack of a respectable job would embarrass them in front of the firm's partners." The betrayal wasn't about love, it was about $3 million and their fear that my success would trigger the fund for me, instead of reverting to Michael, thus saving their business. They needed me to be their scapegoat, their lovable failure, so they could control the money. I thanked Thomas and drove away, not towards the airport, but towards the most respected probate law firm in downtown Austin. I wasn't seeking revenge, I was seeking absolute, final freedom from their control. The next morning, my parents' cover story collapsed. Michael posted a thank you on Instagram, tagging the location as their Austin address. The furious calls from my mother began immediately. "Sarah, how dare you? Why did you send that picture? You've ruined the surprise," she shrieked, still lying. "The surprise?" I replied calmly. "The surprise was on me, Mom. I was standing at the gate, uninvited, while you were drinking champagne inside." She moved instantly from denial to attack. "Don't you dare come back here and cause a scene. Your career is a joke. You have no right to question us." "You're right," I said. "I have no right to question you. But my grandmother gave me the right to access my future." I hung up and let my lawyer, Ms. Reynolds, take over. Ms. Reynolds contacted my parents with two demands. Immediate transfer of the $3 million trust fund based on the evidence of parental non-interference. Their actively locking me out proved I was independent. A final, formal meeting to sever all financial ties. The legal threat worked. My parents knew that exposing the full details of the trust fund's conditions in an Austin court would ruin their carefully crafted image. The confrontation took place in Ms. Reynolds' office. My parents were cold, angry, and still arrogant. "You're a disgrace, Sarah. You're trying to destroy your family over a party," my father spat. "No, Dad," I replied, maintaining a calm strength. "You destroyed our family when you decided my worth was less than your reputation in Austin. The party was just the proof." I pushed a box across the table. It contained every expensive gift they had ever bought me, my childhood jewelry, the first edition books, and the keys to a small condo they once tried to give me in Austin. "Keep it all," I said. "I don't need your money or your tokens of control. I earned my independence, just as Grandma wanted. The trust fund will be used to fund my art installation, something you always called a doodle. I'm financially independent. And now I'm emotionally independent." The legal separation was finalized. I walked out of the office, completely free. I had the money, yes, but more importantly, I had the validation that my path was worthy, something my parents never gave me. I sent my parents one last, concise message via email. "Dear Martha and William, the trust fund has been secured. Our relationship, however, is not. The day you looked me in the eye and shut the curtains on me was the day I realized I had no parents left in Austin, Texas. I wish you luck with your real estate empire. I have to go build my art empire now. Goodbye." I flew back to New York, leaving behind the suffocating materialism of Austin. My new art installation was a huge success. I dedicated the exhibition to my grandmother, the woman who knew that the most valuable inheritance is self-worth, not wealth. I no longer looked back at the lights of Austin. The truth was painful, but it was the only thing that set me free. My parents chose their social status over their daughter's heart. I chose my heart, and in the end, that choice gave me everything. My story is a testament to the fact that sometimes, the people who love you the most are the ones you have to walk away from to truly find yourself.